Yes guys, 15 quant, that's absolutely all you're gonna need to get rich. And I'm not lying when I tell you that quant is one of the best and greatest cryptocurrencies available right now on the market, which is revolutionary and has a great concept that's reshaping the very foundations of blockchain technology. I'm here for it, and so are countless of other people that want to ride this great wave. There's quite a lot to look forward to in today's video, and I'm sure that you guys do not want to miss out on it. But of course, just before we get into it, I'd like to remind you guys that none of this is financial advice, and I urge all of you to please do your own research before investing into any cryptocurrency. Now, of course, I want to mention that we will delve into the concept of interoperability, a term you've probably heard thrown around a lot in the crypto space. But here we'll make sure you truly grasp its significance and how Quant is solving one of the biggest challenges in the blockchain industry. Now, for starters, let's just look at Quant on CoinMarketCap and look at their value and other very important information that you guys might not be aware of. So right now, Quant is sitting at a bit of a lower margin than what it's usually sat at. So we're looking at a value of $98.8. This is actually a pretty good time to buy in, given that it's a bit lower than what it usually sits at, because each quant token usually has a value of $100. Just from this information, and of course looking at the graph even spreading out to a year, we can very easily see that quant tokens usually have a value of $100, which is a very stable amount, and that's of course making it very reliable to invest in. The $100 value mark is almost like a threshold mark, as you guys can see. All the way back in October 2022, it's peaked at like $208, and since then it has never really dropped below the $100 mark. Of course, right now we're looking at 98, but that's just marginally lower. With that being said, the Quant crypto token actually has a substantial market cap of $1.19 billion, which has been up by 1.03% in the last couple of days. And that's a very good indicative figure of how promising this Quant crypto token really is. Now, moving on, I want to kind of focus on this value right here. So I'm looking at the supply, the total supply, and the max supply. What's interesting here, guys, is that we currently have a maximum supply of 14.8 billion Quant tokens, and with that value we have 12.07 billion Quant tokens actually being circulating in supply. What that tells us is that 81.13% of these tokens are actually being held by current investors, and they're not being sold recklessly or uncontrollably. This allows the value of each Quant token to be brought up by a lot, which is actually pretty good, given that with the limited supply, each token is much more wanted to be bought by other people, and of course more people want to invest in it. But yeah, the main thing right now is that, of course, given that the value has dropped just slightly lower than $100, I would recommend investing in it, because this value will rapidly increase in the coming days. But of course, we're not here for the short-term investment or the short-term profits. We're looking at a long-term profit. So what I'm trying to recommend is that you invest in Quant over the long term, and you buy the 15 tokens that I have mentioned, because 15 tokens will be just about enough to allow you to make a substantial profit within the next 7 years, as by 2030 there's going to be a lot more project updates and events that will allow the Quant crypto token to absolutely boom through the market. As I have mentioned previously, this is a very limited supply, and I urge everyone to invest in it while you have the chance, because once you lose this opportunity and Quant does increase in its value rapidly, you will miss out on the profits that will come throughout its lifespan. Now, to help you guys better understand why Quant is actually a very undervalued token in the crypto market space, I have here a tweet by a guy called Miles Braun. He explains here that Quant is actually a very undervalued, or the most undervalued token, because not a single enterprise, institution, business will want to be stuck to a single blockchain like Ethereum blockchain, and Quant allows businesses to be chain agnostic with their service or product. This is basically the main aspect of Quant that separates it from the rest of its competitors. Quant network is basically the next innovative addition to the crypto market space because it will allow interconnectivity between blockchains of different types. So it's more about an increased amount of compatibility between different cryptocurrencies, so it will allow more people to be able to invest in it and of course make transactions much more efficiently. So this means that businesses don't need blockchain specialists to use the Overledger platform by Quant, and additional to that, we will be able to see that Quant has the ability to solve interoperability. This again relates to the interconnectivity that I have mentioned with the blockchains, but it will expand a lot more between companies, different devices of different OSs, and even different formats and different networks. Of course, we cannot forget the QNT token has deflationary tokenomics, and of course that QNT has partnered with the highest level enterprises, institutions such as Oracle and LAC chain. And thanks to all of this, they will solve a $1 trillion problem with a $1 trillion solution. And we all know what $1 trillion solution means, so I really do hope that you guys are taking the hint about what is to come for the Quant crypto token. But yeah, this image right here kind of sums up what there is to achieve by the Quant project, and of course the Quant Overledger network that will establish the interoperability feature that no other cryptocurrency project has been able to achieve. Now moving on to the next tweet, I kind of wanted to explain further on what I meant by the limited supply that's available for the QNT token as of right now. So firstly, what I want to cover is that QNT is at a stable price of $100, and what the guy will actually explain in the video. QNT being currently at $100 or roughly around $100 just means that there's not that many people that want to sell that token and decrease its value, and of course there's not that many people right now that want to buy in because they don't know that they should buy in. So this means that majority of the people that hold on to this QNT token are not willing to sell it for $100 because that's not its maximum value. So they see promising potential with this crypto token and are willing to hold on to it for a lot longer, because brings me on to my second point right now, that QNT is actually scarce in amount. Again, going back to the supply that I have mentioned previously, we know that the QNT token has about 14 million in supply, and a huge 12 million of the QNT tokens are currently being held by investors. With 81% of supply being taken up, we know that this scarce amount is going to be very valuable for anyone that's trying to invest in it as of right now in 2023. Given the coin's stability and the fact that the price doesn't hover as much as other crypto tokens, it's extremely strong and it's extremely safe to buy in right now, and of course it's the best time to buy in right now. And yeah, with that being said, let's just quickly check out what this guy called Steph is Crypto has to say about the QNT token.
What's up guys? So why is the price of QNT not really moving? If you have been holding QNT for a while, you notice that the price has been hovering around $100 for a while, and we're not really seeing a lot of movement. So guys, first of all, the market cap of QNT is around $1.2 billion, while the 24-hour trading volume is around $9 million US. And this is actually a very low trading volume compared to the market cap. Obviously guys, normally you want to see a trading volume of roughly 10, 20, maybe even 30% compared to the market cap to have a healthy ratio. So what is this telling us? This is telling us that there are not a lot of sellers right now in the market for QNT. Not a lot of people are willing to sell their QNT tokens for $100, and this is actually a very good thing to see. It basically means that the $100 region is a very strong floor for QNT, and I personally think that it's just a matter of time before we are going to see that massive inflow of capital from the larger sized cryptocurrencies into the mid-sized cryptocurrencies such as QNT. We have seen massive bumps for Ripple, XRP, for Solana, for XLM, and all of those cryptos, and I think utility cryptos like QNT with market caps around $1 to $2 billion US will see massive inflows of capital. Not a lot of people are willing to sell around $100, so I think this is a very strong floor for QNT. Also guys, you need to know that QNT is a super scarce asset with 14.8 million tokens. That's even less than Bitcoin as a maximum supply, and right now we have like 12 million tokens, roughly 81% of the supply which is in circulation. So if you're holding QNT right now, you're holding a super scarce asset, and in my opinion it's just a matter of time before we are going to see that huge inflow of capital into QNT.
And yeah, that pretty much sums it up as what I've said previously. So yeah, let's just move on to the next tweet and the main tweet of today. And I want to guys just explain to you that there's not that many people that really do know about the current situation of QNT. So yeah, QNT is holding above $95, and as we have seen throughout the graph, QNT is actually holding even above $100 in a majority of the times. Now you may ask yourself, why is that happening? Well, it's pretty simple, because QNT is an asset that is super scarce. Holders of QNT hold because they know the potential value of the asset is going to skyrocket in the near future. There's going to be a lot more revelations that are to come about the QNT project, especially about the over ledger network. And that means that as a lot of people are getting aware of it, there are new holders increasing daily. And of course, as the numbers of holders increase, we know what's going to plummet: the sellers number. Sellers are going to be limited. And what's the overall result? Well, limited supply will lead to huge parabolic pumps and supply shock. And I completely agree with what this guy called Steve has to say over here on this tweet. The Quant crypto token just needs a little bit more time and a little bit more patience for people just to see this increase in value. This will be a slow progress, but a highly profitable progress that I want to urge you guys to invest in right now, because it is of course the best of times to invest in right now. There's been a lot of news and articles that have been popping up about the Quant token, and a lot more people are becoming aware of it and definitely want to invest in it because of the special interoperability feature that they are selling through multiple franchises and companies that are very successful. This will help make me and you both successful and very rich as the times come. So yes, 15 Quant is literally all you need to hold for the time being, and you will just see steady profit coming your way within the years. But yeah guys, that just wraps up for today's video on what I wanted to say about the Quant crypto token. Of course, I really do believe in this project, and I am sure that you guys will do too after you do your own research, and of course try to invest in this as soon as possible. With that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.